It's been a year since my best friend Victoria was murdered in the city of Juarez, Mexico. When her older sister approached me about making this film, dedicating it to Victoria, I was happy because she was doing it. But I wanted nothing to do with it personally. I blame myself for Victoria's death. I was the one that talked her into going so we can do our project. I remember this conversation we had a few days before we actually left to Juarez. She got on my case about not caring enough. You see, I was just going down there to get an easy A on my class project and pass my class with my 5 credits. I didn't really care about what was going on down there. But while I was there, I met someone that taught me firsthand about the tragedy that was happening to the women in the city. She taught me that women there were unwilling victims, not just of kidnap, rape, and murder, but of a society that did not care enough to stop the violence, any kind of violence against women. And most importantly, she taught me that while this may be most profound in Juarez, this lack of basic human concern did not only happen in Mexico, but in this country as well, and in most places around the world. I will be sad for Victoria's death. No, it wasn't a death. It was a senseless, cold-blooded murder. I will be sad for a very, very long time. But now, I will put away my sadness and replace it with anger. I will no longer stand in silence while women are beaten by their boyfriends and husbands, while they are raped at random by strangers and friends, while they are murdered for no other reason than being a woman, and their killers no fool while they can get away with it because society just doesn't care. I will no longer stand in silence when women are stoned to death, beheaded, have their faces burned with acid, gang raped as punishment, or their genitals mutilated as little girls just because men in power deem it necessary. I will voice my opinion whenever women all over the world are denied their basic human rights of voting, or choosing an education, even choosing whomever they wish to marry, or having control over their own bodies. And most importantly, I will fight so that the pain and suffering of this poor woman is no longer ignored by women who have financial means to make their lives better. I make this promise for my friend Paula. I make this promise for my best friend Victoria. And I make this promise for the women of Juarez.